as far as like you say, bloggers are tiny, and when you there's a lot of them that probably aren't as many as you think there are. Maybe there. I don't know. I mean, how many of the technology blogs are splogs? I mean, I have no idea. And
Splogs are spam blogs that are just created automatically only to get Google juice. That's why I wish paper posts were human spam blogs, because they're created by human.
But why do you think blogs are? I always think we bloggers, we're being punched in the way through no fault of our own. Like we're seen as much. Well, we've gotten very influential in a very small period of time, even though our collective audience are actually tiny. Why do you think that is? Why are we always being talked about in newspapers?
Because I think they're a little behind it. They're embarrassed and they cut off. Plus reporters are reading blogs now. Reporters, I saw this shift happen very clearly. It's not like the marketing shift that I've seen happening. Reporters spat at blogs and said, nothing, and ignored it. But you're seeing it now, I'm sure too, that they're reading blogs because it turns out to be great for getting story ideas and finding out stuff and so on.
And researching and doing all those things that take time otherwise.
Absolutely. And I teach that in journalism school now, which probably would have been heresy, punishable by death only 2 years ago. But now it's, how do I do that? And teach them Technorati and Ice Rocket and Google Blog Search and all these things. So it's a great opportunity. So I think that's one of the reasons, is that it becomes an influence of the media influencers, and you clearly see that, right? That it's, if you get the blogs going, some reporter's going to discover it, right? And you can get there by the side door, right? So I think that's part of it. I also think that we've never had the chance to listen to the people this way. And is it the people? Is it representative of every? No, it's not. Stipulated, Your Honor, yes, it's not. But it's still people talking. It's still a chance to hear people talking, and that's so new. But there's other means too now. I think it's not just, like, what'll happen is it's not just blogs. It's the power of YouTube. Is pretty incredible too, and I think video will start taking a similar role.
Also, the barrier to entry with blogs, you have to be able to write really, to write well, and not everybody can or does or wants to.
Or some characters. Some are just talking to their little groups. I've known bloggers who said, "I really never intended to get an audience. I intended to talk to my friends or my colleagues." In the tsunami, there's a woman named Edelman Rodriguez who's a marketing blogger in San Francisco. Who's very good. She happened to be at Phuket when the tsunami hit. So for 2 weeks, she turned into an incredible journalistic blogger. And she was saying, I want to go back to just being my marketing blog again. She kind of couldn't, but she meant to talk to a small group of her colleagues and peers in marketing. And then somebody was talking to the world, and some of them kind of don't know what to do. Let me go into video for a second. Because I think there's so much that's going to be happening there in YouTube. I was on ABC's 2020 at the end of December, talking about the phenomenon of YouTube and all that, along with other blatherers. And I got, by the way, half the show got preempted by Saddam Hussein being executed. They reran it in January, and half the show got preempted by Anna Nicole Smith dying. So I can't win. And I kept telling them they should just put the show up on the internet, and they haven't. But my mantra there is to the people who are making the show was that they're saying the same things you always hear. It's all stupid stuff, and it's people hurting themselves, and look what the world likes, America likes, is this crap and so on. You got it all wrong. Just because it makes it to the homepage of YouTube doesn't mean that, in fact, they choose to put it there, but even beyond that, it doesn't mean that we're all doing it. So fine, so the flaming fart was funny for 50 seconds, and that was it, it's over. But media looks at this, and all they do is concentrate on the flaming farts. That's what America likes, look what it's doing to the culture, it's awful. And I said, you're wrong, there are gems there, there are wonderful things there. So I went home, and I thought, shit, I better go find some gems. And honest to God, it took a few days. I couldn't get through the miasma of farts, to get to the good stuff. But I found the good stuff. And I found a lot of it, by the way, on Blip TV, where people are making more series. And I think the series are the big opportunity. The one-time viral thing is what it is, and it comes and it goes, and there's no way for you to hook onto that. But the series stuff is somebody cares enough to make it, and it's pretty good. So there's Rocket Boom, which gets somewhere between 250 and 350,000 downloads a day. Zay Frank in the US is about to quit, but he was a marketing guy who was making this amazing show that's gone. He wants to move on to Hollywood. There's Jet Set, which is kind of a young version of both, one done by a woman named Zadie Diaz, who's just incredible. She's out of LA. And so I was watching this world, and I found the gems. And I went to Blip, and I found a show called 39 Second Single. Numeral 39 Second Single. And it's quite wonderful. It's about a woman who's 39 in New York who has a disastrous dating life, and she's hilarious about it. She happens to be, her name is Liza Persky. She happens to be the daughter of a guy named Bill Persky, who was a big sitcom producer in Hollywood in the day, in the 70s. Kate and Alley, other shows like that. So Liza has humor in her veins. It's produced by a woman named Mary Matthews, and all they do is sit in the Palm in New York with her Macintosh laptop there, using available light and the microphone in it and the camera in it, and she records these things for 39 seconds, actually for like 2 minutes. And they're hilarious, it's wonderful, and it's serial. So, you know, next week on 39 Second Single, and you keep coming back. And so I looked at that and I said, oh, okay, Jim. Here it is, right here's something. And there's more series like those, a lot of good series TV. Network2.tv, network2.tv, started by a guy named Jeff Pulver. Jeff was a leader in the voice on the internet. He started Vonage. And now he believes that video is the new thing. So he has a guide to these series starting out. And there's still crap there. Of course there is. It's a brand new medium. It's 1 minute old. So I decided to start some TV. And so I started a little venture, starting 2 shows. One is called Idol Critic for American Idol. I might start a British version soon. Where I hired Liza and Mary, the producers of the 39 Second Single, to make this. And so they do a commentary, water cooler commentary once a week after the show. And we're figuring out what the pace and the tone and the voice is. Now we've got 3 episodes up. And I know it's going to disappear in a few weeks, but I wanted to go ahead and just, it was an opportunity to do it. And I would have played the more creative ringtone. So I got, oh, that's good. That's good.
Recovery.
So this guy challenged me in email last night saying, well, I keep on talking about exploding, TV's exploding, then why would you do Idol Critic? And I said, well, exploding doesn't mean dying. Exploding means changing and growing. TV's growing in huge ways. So I started that, and then I'm doing a video called Prezvid, P-R-E-Z-V-I-D. It's a problem with the URL age. You got to spell everything to make sure everybody gets it. Following the presidential election in the U.S. through the eyes of YouTube, which has been fascinating already. Now, we tend to be too American-centric, and in fact, we're behind. And a blogger named Mika Sifri yelled at me in his blog the other day saying that no candidate is as far along as Cameron's stuff here. I know. But the sense that he has somebody following him around all the time, which may seem incredibly egotistical, but you try to have more casual moments. Try to be a little more human. And then in France, Sarkozy's campaign is incredible with video. I don't speak any French, so maybe they're all talking about farts, but how does one say that in French? But they have the candidates' views, they have the candidate more casual, and they have the voters speaking too, which is very important. But in the U.S., there are 9 candidates who are using video now. And it's really fascinating to watch what's happening.